Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Welcome to the end of the week live episode.
This is a live episode.
It's a live episode.
We are actually here right now.
I got to tell you, I'm feeling this. Live episodes are always easier to do, but
I know that's right.
It's something about doing a live episode that keeps you sharp, man.
It makes me feel good inside.
Does it really?
Yeah.
That makes two of us, bro.
Okay.
That makes two of us.
All right. I hope it makes y'all feel good inside, too.
No doubt. We might just keep this going. Listen. You have just tuned in to the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. Welcome. I am your co-host, Aramis.
And this is Key.
And let me tell you something right now. I've been right so far about pretty much every outcome the last, 5-6 weeks? I'll say 5 weeks, okay? So trust me when I tell you, we just might be on the verge of a blowout game this weekend.
In our favor.
Okay. No doubt. I think this is the get-right game for the Buffalo Bills, but we'll get into that as we go, find out why. Stay tuned.
Y'all know how we do it.
That's it. So, let's get the show started off right, man. Every time we start off with stuff we heard, it just flows so well, man. So I want to start there if that's cool with you.
Okay. Well, all right. As you guys know, everybody likes to be a GM, armchair GM, couch GM, everything like that. So the latest news is the Bills are the front runners for Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry, and Saquon Barkley. Obviously, not all three at the same time, but we're the sweepstakes for all of them. Now, as I told my friend on the phone earlier, I hope he's watching because he knows who he is. Explain. Okay, he's like, don't pee on my cornflakes. I said, I won't. But explain to me how this is going to work. He said, how it's going to work. Devontae Adams with Stephon Diggs, Super Bowl. I said, on Madden, yeah. I mean, but there's something called, what do I call it? Salary cap. And all I asked for him to do was explain to me how the number was going to work and how the nucleus and the trajectory of the team is going to continue by deconstructing everything we have to do to get a Devontae Adams.
So my understanding is this: they don't. I feel bad because I'm about to talk about how it can be done, but
Please, go ahead.
Okay, so technically you can negotiate with the team that you're trading with on how much of the salary gets transferred over in the trade,
Which
right?
is true.
So you can essentially say, well, if you take 80% of the salary, I'll give you a higher asset in return, right? So those numbers can be worked out. This year, the cost is it's very good actually if the Bills wanted to take them on this year. Next year is $17 million. But again, those are the numbers that can be negotiated in the trade as far as how much the Raiders would keep in the trade. So essentially, it is feasible. It is workable under the current cap situation. You're already losing some bigger contracts off of the team next year, and I have to say this. My hope for this year that makes this decision a good one for the Bills is that Sean figures out that he's not going to be able to continue doing what he wants to do with his defense because his defense it's aging out, and all of the youth and talent on the team now resides on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, this is what I posed to him. I said it can be done, but you're looking at getting rid of a Deion Dawkins in the trade, or
I'm okay with that.
Well, yeah, but then that's the thing. He said, "What's behind him? No dice." I'm like, well, you don't want Devontae Adams.
Well, who's that Van dude?
Vandermark?
Vandermark. I mean, from all the talk about him, I listened to Greg Cosell talk about him. He looked like he might be on a trajectory to be the starter next year if they do that.
You're on the right side because Spencer Brown probably ain't going to cut it. But we're going to talk about the offensive line later.
I'm okay with that too.
I also said, because Diggs, I said, very simple. Package Diggs, send him over to Oakland. Get yourself Devontae Adams. There you go. He said, I don't want to do that either. I said, there you go. That's why you can't do it because it just can't. It's not feasible. I mean, it's as long as you can do all the stuff you said with the salary cap and all that, but something is going to go. Dawson Knox is going to go. Something is going to go because, like you said, somebody's got to be able to take on. We have to clear up $45 million in cap space for next year.
Well, okay. So let me ask you this: if you could have Diggs and Adams on the field at the same time, still running the 12 with Kincaid and I would say Morris, honestly.
It would have to be. That's all we
Right?
got left, yeah.
I'm fine trading Knox. I'm fine trading Dawkins, right? I mean, to me, those are replacement level players anyway.
I mean, I'll give you that, but without getting too far into the Patriots primer,
would you take it? Like, would you take being able to get rid of Knox and Dawkins in order to have Adams here next year, and this year and next year, and then he's off your books after next year?
See, I don't want him off my books. I would want him longer than that.
Well, I mean, you can re-sign him.
Yeah,
but
you have to do that. Is he just 2 years?
Huh?
Is 2 years left?
He's got this year and $17 million next year, and that's it. That's the end of his contract.
Okay. I mean, you got to dance, and I don't see him dancing like that. I don't see Oakland dancing like that. I've seen what's the boy name? What's the owner's name?
Pagula?
No, the Raiders owner. Exactly.
Yeah.
I've seen him dance. I saw him dance when the Aces won the WNBA championship. We don't want to see him dance because his dancing is all wrong. And if he's dancing with this money, we ain't going to come out on top. So I'm going to leave that alone. Derrick Henry, I'm going to leave that alone as well. Saquon Barkley don't want to be traded. I'm going to leave that alone too.
Well, this will make you feel all fuzzy inside. The Bills are not trading for anybody.
I know they're not. And that's another thing. I know they're not. So, I mean, a lot of it all stems from this. We know it's not happening.
Yeah.
Why does it need to happen? We have players on the team they haven't utilized yet. We don't know what we already have.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're not Devontae Adams, but Devontae Adams doesn't have the resources around him that we have. We have guys that could be used, and even Gabe Davis that I've been on his back a lot, who has shown at times where he can show up and be a wide receiver.
I still want Sherfield, and I'm ready.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to say, because Gabe Davis, that's the one I jump on all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say, even though I jump on Gabe Davis, I understand that you can be a number two. Sherfield, yes. Hardy, we've seen Hardy can be utilized in certain ways that they haven't figured it out yet. And McDermott alluded to that in his press conference yesterday, I believe,
right,
where he said, something to the effect of they don't use the guys that they have. He said, so somebody asked about the utilization of Hardy, and he said, it's not just Hardy. We got other guys. It's week 7. We should be at a place where we know how to put them in the best position to help the team. This is what McDermott said. Because I guess yesterday they were asking him about the offense, because you heard what he said when they asked him about was there any thought to changing up the play caller on offense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to let you rant on this. Go ahead. Can I do it for you? Because I know
we'll take turns. You go first.
Who? Who's going to take the play calling?
What do you mean who?
There we go. I'm pulling the lawnmower cord. Go ahead. Whatever do I mean?
Are you serious?
Whatever do I mean?
You think Joe Brady can't step in and do better right now?
I don't know.
What do you mean
I threw you a layup.
Huh?
I threw you a lift. You screwed it all up.
How did
I was segueing you to your offensive head coach, and you messed it all up. Offensive,
I'm trying to stay in the real. I'm trying to stay in the real right now.
Well, that's my point. If Sean McDermott, I don't want Sean McDermott going. I don't.
No, I do.
You do.
Okay, so here's what we were talking about earlier. I think this is what you were referring to. I want Ben Johnson on this team.
Mm-hmm.
I want him on this team as the head coach. I want him calling the plays, and I want Josh Allen to benefit from that offensive scheme. I sent you a video today of Ben Johnson's play calling prowess, and the dude is a monster.
I will watch it later.
Some of the stuff that I've seen is from this video and what he does with his run blocking schemes and his passing schemes, like the video even says there's very few people in the league doing what Ben Johnson does.
Yeah, eyes are twinkling.
They should be.
They twinkling.
They should be, because I'm telling you right now, is Ken gonna watch this?
Go ahead, do you think?
I'm gonna bust a nut if we get him. I'm just saying right now.
Go ahead, do you think?
It's gonna be the hardest one ever in my entire life if we get this man on our team to take Josh Allen to the next level. If we get Ben Johnson as our head coach and he's calling plays, Josh Allen is easily the best quarterback in the league, bar none.
Wow, that's lofty. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying anything about it, because I didn't watch the video. I ain't gonna lie. Not because I ignored it.
No,
because I was moving today. I was moving like
rightfully so. Rightfully so.
But I mean, to say that with Mahomes still in the league, that's lofty. And I'm not disagreeing.
You gotta think about it like this: Josh Allen is bigger, faster, and possibly has a stronger arm. right? So the measurables and the physical talent is already better than Mahomes.
Yeah.
Right? The only thing that Mahomes has had since day one that Josh has not had is an elite offensive play caller and an elite offensive mind, right? He had two in the building because Eric Bieniemy is doing things in Washington right now, so we can't say that it was just Andy Reid, right? So Mahomes has had two elite offensive minds in the room with him, going through everything that he needs to go through to become an elite quarterback, right? Josh has had that for what, 2.5, 3 years? In my opinion, the whole second half of Daboll's last season here, it was Sean stepping in to micromanage, and it wasn't really Daboll being able to do what he wanted to do to begin with. So that's why I say 2.5 years.
Wow, you
right?
said that in one breath. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
But yeah, man, like that's what leads me to believe that if Josh had what Mahomes had, he would easily be the best quarterback in the league.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I think Josh is on the cusp. I think you said it best. The reason why I'm kind of at a pause with that, because you said it best. Does he have it between the ears? Does he have the ethic? That's the thing that separates him from good to great.
When you got somebody to teach you that and bring you there, we saw what happened when Daboll was here. Josh had someone to teach him and bring him there, and he went from the most inaccurate quarterback to have been drafted at number 7 overall in NFL history to a guy who is, now the second best quarterback in the entire league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like it
could be done.
Hands down. Hands down. There's no question at all.
Now, I also had something else I wanted you guys to take a listen to. Real quick, what'd you do? Turn it all the way down here? Yeah. All right. This is the post game speech McDermott delivered to the team.
I can turn it up here so we can hear it, but leave it at like
8?
10.
10?
You can put it at 10. 10 should be good.
All right. Boom. All right. This is the post game speech wow, I'm really loud here. That McDermott delivered after the Giants game. I just want you to listen to the words and what they said. Just ingest it.
This early in the season, man, coming out in a close game where it wasn't going our way, that shows a lot of guts. That's a good win, right? Take that lesson with us, man. Hey, we win close games. Right? Because of how you guys are wired, man. Right? We win close games. That's a great win right there. Give yourself a round, baby. Now, a lot we can take from that game. We'll look at the film. We'll learn from it. But we got to get better, man. We're a better team than we showed tonight.
Hey, defense. Thank you. We got y'all. We got to be better for y'all. We're going to be right. Thank you. We don't think like the defense.
Okay, so fundamentally, I don't want to hear myself that bad. That was crazy. But fundamentally speaking,
I want to hear my wavelengths.
I found a lot wrong with that.
With the speech?
With that speech, I found a lot wrong with it.
Why is that?
That was a good win.
No, that was a bad win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't tell them that was a good win.
Nah. Well, I mean, they have to say that.
No, you don't. We battled. No, you didn't.
So they don't have to be real about the win?
That wasn't real.
Huh?
That wasn't real. I mean, yeah, we won. Well, but like you said, it was a bad win.
Oh, yeah.
It was a crap win. You guys, I mean, you're not going to completely demoralize the team, I guess, which I understand. However, we battled back. We like to play close games. The Giants shouldn't have been a close game. That should not have been a close game on Sunday. Don't even tell these guys that. And
I don't know. Like what made me say that though, and like this, I agree. In the macro, but in the micro is what made me say that this might not be as easy of a game as everybody expects it to be, simply because Josh has struggled against Wing Martindale. And like historically, he struggled against his defenses just in general, right? And then Daboll, knowing Josh as well as he knew him, like there was too much of a personal relationship in the history of this game for it to just be, this is a bad team and they're coming in here expecting to lose, and the Bills are coming in this game expecting to win, and the odds should play out the way that they normally play out. You get what I'm saying?
I get it, but this is the thing. I didn't expect the 43-8 game. But you shouldn't have gone 3 quarters without scoring a point. That's unacceptable. I don't care who you're playing. You don't go 3 quarters and you're just supposed to be a Super Bowl contender without scoring 3 points in the first 3 quarters of the game at home.
Did you get a chance to watch the tape on that, the all 22?
I didn't watch as much as I usually do, but
so what I found, I didn't watch the entire game, but I watched enough to see that a lot of what was going on offense, to be honest, it was a combination of untimely bad offensive play calls and Josh not taking what the defense gave.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, the third down plays that were called, those were just bad plays in general.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general, schematically for the Giants were playing man most of the night. Yeah. And Josh had on one play, this was like the first the first series. He had Knox on his right-hand side, and I think he had Murray on his left-hand side in the shotgun, and Knox kind of slipped out on a delayed route where he slipped out into the flat, and he had about 9 yards before the next closest defender, right?
Mm-hmm. And
if Josh puts that ball in the right spot.
Are you talking about the one that was like at his feet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the one where Davis is running that flag route,
mm-hmm.
and he gets tripped up.
Okay.
On that play, when Josh threw the ball to Davis, he had Knox open underneath with about 10 yards of space ahead of him for that first down.
And I've seen, but that's what I've seen. We talked about that on when did we do the show? Was it Monday or Tuesday? I don't even Monday. It all blurs together. I don't know if we're lying or if we're not. I don't know. But
we do 2 shows in the span of 3 days.
Well, we do 2 shows. The Thursday show is actually the Friday show. So I'm like, did we do the Monday show on Monday? When do we do it? The Twilight Zone? I don't know. But yeah, but we talked about that, and like I said, I don't want to put it all on Dorsey because some of it goes on Josh.
100%.
And then you just further proved it with some concrete evidence by watching all 22. But yeah, I think that is something that you got to clean, and you can't go in there and say, it was a good win. We like to win close game. We got to win. It shouldn't have been. Maybe it shouldn't have been blowout by your standard or by your thought process. It wasn't a blowout, but it shouldn't have been. What was the final score? 14-9.
Mm-hmm.
14-9 with a comeback in the fourth quarter. That's crazy. And then what did Josh say? Hey, defense. And what they say? We got you. We got you. Against the Giants. Tim Settle and all that, we got you. I had to watch Jordan Phillips in his drawers. I'm sorry, man. It was rough. But
I mean, that's the way that defense is designed to play, though.
No, the defense is fine. But you shouldn't. No,
I'm talking about the Giants defense.
Oh yeah,
that's the way that last year. That's how they played.
Right, but
that's part of what got them to the playoffs.
They were so hobbled though. They were so hobbled.
Not defensively.
They missed what? 2 cornerbacks. One got hurt.
Dory Jackson didn't play, but I mean, Flott played well, and the rookie played well.
The 2 rookies are starters, so they start.
Right,
but they shouldn't have been there. That shouldn't have been it. So when we get to my keys to the game, I'm gonna go into. I'm just gonna say it now. I haven't said it in 2 weeks, and I gotta say it this week. Start fast. Start fast. Be disciplined.
Yeah.
Because I let it go. See, I let Josh. I got rid of that Sugar High Josh thing last week.
Mm-hmm.
I got rid of the start fast thing because I thought we had it. But like I said before, last year after that first 6 games, what happened? They started to be boring. The offense was just boring last year. They couldn't get out of their own way, and we're finding a new way now. Every time I watch the tape back, David Edwards coming on a. Did you see it? David Edwards in motion.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you didn't see it yet? Yeah, it's ridiculous. And he was so awkward with it. He had to sidestep to get away from Josh handing the ball off. So it was bad. It was real bad. He almost hit the ball with his hip.
I mean, part of that might be play design at the same time.
It's just a lack of intelligence. Like I said, Dawson Knox should be in motion all day,
every day. Going deep tonight, boy.
All day, every day, Dawson Knox should be in motion. There's no. They didn't put Bobby Hart in motion.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to put Spencer Brown in motion. You're not putting Connor McGuffin in motion. Hey, why not just try Osiris Torrance next week in motion? 360 pounds is coming right across. Why not?
Yeah, who really doesn't run well? That might be right.
Exactly.
That might be right.
And at the request of my mom, my dear old mom, let's see. Do you guys know the Bill Shout song is a customized version of the Isley Brothers' 1959 hit, Shout, which was recorded in 1987 by a singer from Indianapolis, Scott Kemper. The reason why I bring this up is, let's see, Rudy Bernard Isley passed away October 11, 2023 at age 84 in Olympia Fields, Illinois. I want to give you guys just a little bit more trivia on that song. Shout was actually not even written. It was an impromptu call and response because the crowd, it says, at one performance at the Uptown Theater in Philadelphia, lead singer Ronald Isley could see the audience standing and yelling at their approval. So he extended the song by improvising the call and response around the words, "You know you make me want to shout." So he would say shout as people, and then that hey, 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 that was him. Now they were into it. None of this was written. So when you guys are at the Bills game, losing your mind, shouting, you're doing what they did in 1959 in Philadelphia at the Uptown Theater, losing your minds behind a song that really has no words.
I always wondered where that song came from.
Yeah.
I really did.
Isley Brothers.
Man, that's beautiful.
It is, man.
That's beautiful. That makes me like the song, but I didn't before because it was like, where does this thing come from? It's corny.
It's kind of old, but yeah, it's
now that it's got some history to it. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Okay.
So Rudy, rest in peace, sir.
No doubt. Some of the best songs come from impromptu, man. Seriously,
yes, they do.
Seriously.
I like jazz. I don't know what 39-year-old likes jazz, but hello.
Okay.
So that's all. No, I say that's all call and response. It's all impromptu, all syncopation. That's all. So none of it's really actually thought out and written. They just play off each other, which is a beautiful thing.
Man, listen, if you knew that, put in the comments, I knew that, and just do like the shoulder shrug, like you,
yo, come
like
on,
you
Key.
boss.
I
knew
Key,
that.
for real?
I knew that. If you didn't, comment and say I didn't know that. That's awesome.
And don't
great
lie.
to have that.
Don't lie. No.
But yeah. So I want to ask you this because we've touched on Dorsey so far.
Mm-hmm.
And my questions are actually kind of out of order here, but
I don't ask them. I'm going to answer them as best I can.
All right. So
here.
One of the things that a lot of Bills fans are noticing is the lack of adjustments. They're noticing the lack of that thing that Josh had 2 years ago whenever he would screw up on the field. Sean isn't the person to go to him on the sideline and say, listen, you got to cut that ish out, right? But Dayball was, right? So my question to you is, should Dorsey consider going back to the sideline to call plays? Because the thought process is, if he's there, he's much easier communication with Josh on a regular, on a second-to-second basis. You don't have to worry about, him trying to get his play calls together and getting the call over the speaker, keep the airwaves clear because I'm trying to talk to McDermott or however that works. I'm not really sure if they have, singular direct lines or if they have, whatever. But what do you think about that?
I really want to answer this like McDermott, but I'm not. Because he would say, we like to keep that in house. I don't really want to get into it, but
of course not.
No, but I think I don't know how much that matters. I know it's depending on the person. So if Dorsey thinks that he has a better vantage point by standing upstairs, they should have the report by now. They should have the report for Dorsey to say, Josh, what are you seeing when they get to the sideline? Mm-hmm. They got the Palm Pilots. Wow, that's old. They got tablets now. I know, Palm Pilots. Wow. They have tablets. They have
BlackBerry days.
They have, and I'm looking at even when I'm in person at even UB, so it's a smaller stadium, so you really can get a feel for the quarterback on the phone, or the quarterback coach on the phone. Okay. But see, for me, you have another coach on the field. Supposedly, you got Joe Brady. You have Kyle Allen, I guess, who can be talking to Dorsey and say, hey,
I wouldn't be listening to nothing he say.
Well, that's his guy.
You can't even stay on the team more than 1 year, bro. I don't understand none of your English.
Yeah. No, he's not speaking. He's speaking
something else.
Kinisms. But no, I don't know. I think you have to do whatever is comfortable, whatever. If Josh is struggling, if Josh thinks he receives the message clearer from the sideline, you got to get down there. But you have to have a direct line upstairs anyway. Somebody's got to be in the booth. whether it's Dorsey on the phone talking to the person in the booth asking them what's going on, or whether there's a direct line from the booth where Dorsey is down to the field. There has to be somebody up to get a vantage point as well as somebody on the field to get a vantage point. It's like a dual thing.
Right. And I think, like, now that you say that, it kind of makes my thought a little bit clearer in terms of being able to articulate it. See, I think Dorsey's issue is that all of this as a whole may be too much for him to process all at one time. Yeah. Right. And some of this stuff needs to be taken off of his plate, right? Yeah. So if he could come down to the sideline and just call plays and have Joe Brady up there, who's got a lot more experience calling plays, so it's going to be much easier for him to point out what he sees and communicate that and articulate it and get that information down to Dorsey. And all Dorsey's got to do is just keep looking at his playbook, keep communicating with Josh. Josh, what are you seeing? Brady, what are you seeing? Okay, boom, 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 right? To me, in my mind, that simplifies his job. Whenever you have an employee and you can streamline their job and you can make it so that the amount of work they have to do just to do their job is lessened or lightened, they're more efficient. They're faster. They're more proficient, right? So that's why I asked this question, because I honestly think at some point something's got to be lightened on this dude.
And you know what's funny? While you were talking, I was actually thinking the opposite. But I think about a month ago we had a show and I said, you got 5 seconds to change my mind. You just did, because without knowing it, I wasn't debating you in my head, but in my mind I'm thinking Dorsey should be upstairs because he's the former quarterback. But now I'm thinking Dorsey should be on the field because he was a former quarterback. He knows he does to be able to somebody to tell me what you see,
right?
And I can process it and I can tell you what to do.
Right.
So you're right. I agree 100% with that now. And it just took me a minute to walk through it in my head. Which one should be upstairs? Which one shouldn't? And as you can see right here, I planned for you to I was going to give you a forum on that last. I just saw it there. I thought I would let you know. I actually put my notes. Go ahead, Aramis ran on because we were talking about the offensive play caller when
I got that one out nice and early.
You did. When McDermott was asked about it, and I thought you were gonna have a fit, but
I'm ready to eat now.
I'm proud of you right now. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, man. All right. So question number 2. Question number 2. Should Dorsey be calling more plays to Kincaid going forward, regardless of Allen's rapport with him?
We talked about that too, and that's another thing that I've said, that it's almost one of those deals, is like from my lips to your ears. Once it leaves my lips, I have no control over what you do with it. Right. I can call a singular play to Kincaid, and Josh Allen look at Kincaid like, nope, don't like it, and just run. Like, the play is right there. I called it. These are your reads without going to Mike McDaniel's route and a Tua route and saying, hit this person at this point right here. I really, and as you said, I think Josh, in your point earlier, said that there were plays to be made that he just didn't take them.
Right.
So calling plays for Kincaid, I would love to call plays for Kincaid. I would love to call plays for Cook in the flat. Cook is eating in the flat. He's a good receiving back.
No doubt.
But I feel like Josh just looks at 14. I feel like he's like, up. You're like, Gabe, you got 5 seconds. Nope. You got 5 seconds. Nope. You got Steph. Steph's open. Because I think I read somewhere, I read or heard somewhere that I think it might have been Tasker. If it's not, I'm sorry. But he said, I'm looking at my progressions. That I don't like it. Steph is open somewhere. I'm throwing it. They said that's how Josh plays. I don't like what I'm saying, so I don't know what Steph's doing, but I know he's open somewhere. I'm just going to throw it. And that's what I saw.
So you're telling me we have a Josh Allen problem?
A slight one, because and that's why Dable was so big for us, because where Dable would pull Tyrod Taylor and get in his face after I told you, Dorsey being upstairs. 1, 2, we haven't seen Dorsey take out any aggression or anything but a paper clip. Right. 2, so I don't know what his rapport is with Josh. As I said last week when we were talking about Dable versus McDermott, how Dable got in Tyrod's face, and so we know he's about it in practice.
Right.
McDermott's team just laid a turd on the field. That was a good win, guys. It was all right. I know that's not the end all be all. There's got to be more, but it's the demeanor.
Yeah.
You can't hide demeanors. At the root of it all, you can tell how a person is. You can tell when they get mad. You can tell. We've seen them mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, I have seen people happy with more aggression than that. So I just don't think that we have the person on the team right now to rein Mr. Allen in.
Yeah, I think, when you and I think this is a clear-cut picture right here. When you have a defensive-minded head coach and something goes wrong on offense and there's no one on the offensive side.
Go ahead, ran on there.
You just highlighted it. You have nobody there to communicate to Josh and getting his butt. Yeah. And here's the thing. Daboll was able to do it because it wasn't just getting in Allen's butt. It was making sure that Allen understood that he doesn't know everything. Because right now on this team, he is the guy that knows everything about offense.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Dorsey is a second-year offensive coordinator, right, and has never really been better than Josh Allen in his entire career. So it's not like Dorsey can sit there and say, well, I know more than you've ever learned. I forgot more than you ever learned.
Right.
Brady might have been that guy.
Did he play? I don't know.
Joe Brady?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'd have to look that up.
Yeah, I have to look. Yeah, I'll look it up while you talk. I really don't know.
Brady might have been that guy, and he's really the only guy that I would trust with this job going forward if McDermott is still in office, right? Because Mike Shula, let's be honest, no, that's a hard pass.
Right.
Okay, but here's the problem. Here is a clear-cut picture of the entire problem with Sean McDermott. You are a defensive-minded head coach with an offensive problem. Your offense, the problems it has, starts with the offensive line. You keep trying to find as many ways as possible to work around building a viable offensive line that can win you games. When you're talking about doing what Sean McDermott wants to do, he wants to be able to run the ball. Well, if you're a defensive-minded head coach, how could you possibly know what makes a run game work fine? Right? You don't know. Right? That's exactly why you don't hire a rookie offensive coordinator and put him in office and tell him we need a better run game.
You speaking to the choir.
How is he how the heck is he supposed to know what makes a good run game? Right? Like, to me, that makes no sense. Here's the part that's worse. The assistant head coach is Eric Washington. Mm-hmm. We knew that?
The D-line coach, yep.
Your D-line coach is your assistant head coach.
Who was it last year?
It's not bad enough that we got a defensive-minded head coach in Sean McDermott. No, we got to double up with another defensive-minded guy.
Well, who was it last year? Leslie Frazier.
Was this right?
It was Frazier before him. And but this is my bag here. Al Holcomb. What is his purpose? I thought they brought him in with the mind to be the sitting DC. He's not. No. He's just like the executive assistant to something. I don't know.
Well, his okay. So if we go back to the reason he was hired, we can easily point to that hire and say it makes no sense. He shouldn't even be on this team right now. Yeah. Because the only reason he was hired was to keep an eye on Frazier and report back to McDermott what was going on with him. McDermott wanted Frazier to give Holcomb the playbook.
Right.
That's exactly what happened. Like, this is what my sources have told me. Sean McDermott wanted Leslie Frazier to give Holcomb the playbook and give all the information to Holcomb and basically report to Holcomb. And then Holcomb reports back to McDermott. So yet another way of Sean micromanaging this whole entire thing, right? Micromanagers never work out in any workplace whatsoever. None. They never work out.
I got Joe Brady. Why you talking? Joe Brady was actually a wide receiver in Florida, 4-year letter winner. This is what guy. I don't know if you saw me make a face. Look where he went to college. William and Mary. He went to William and Mary. That's where
he was. Look where he was an offensive coordinator at.
Oh, we knew that, but.
Oh, I'm sorry. Passing game. Wait, no.
Yeah, passing game coordinator at LSU, and he was offensive coordinator at Carolina. And he's a quarterback's coach for the first time in his coaching career here.
You could
the laughter was
you take the guy who's been doing the job for the last 4 years or what? He's been here as long as Daboll has, right?
He's
Dorsey.
Maybe.
Dorsey's been here as
Sure.
long as Daboll has.
Sure.
So you could say 3 years, right? You took the guy who was doing the job for the last 3 years and put him in a position he's never been in before.
Mm-hmm.
Then you take the guy out of college who was really good at what he was doing, and you bring him into a position in the NFL that he's never done before. Like,
You said it.
This is a microcosm of everything that Sean has done with this entire team. You got guys that he's bringing onto this team because they can do more than one thing. Whoop-de-frickin' do.
But the one thing that they brought on the team to do, they don't do well.
Exactly. That's my point. You got a bunch of jacks of all trades and masters of none.
Guys, this is a Super Bowl team. Remember that. This is a Super Bowl team. This is a Super Bowl window, and you're bringing in guys that are auditioning for other jobs, basically. That's what they're doing.
You got friggin' Gabe Davis, who is Alex Tanner out here doing all kind of trick catches and stuff like that, but he can't make a basic catch for a first down. He can't make a basic catch on second down.
Wow, you
Like-
went back to Tanny, though. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Like, it's ridiculous. He was on YouTube doing all kind of tricks and stuff
Yeah,
like that. All right,
yeah.
we give you a shot in the NFL.
Yep.
What are you doing? Why does any of this crap matter? I'm going to tell you why it matters. It matters because it's a reflection of him. And that's what his arrogance has been the issue this entire time. It all's got to reflect him. It all has to reflect his mindset, his philosophy, his everything. There's no way anything that he believes is wrong at this point in time.
I just want to know. why he was the pick at quarterback coach when he was never a quarterback coach before coming here. I mean, who was it? The quarterback in 2000, was it 2019?
Mm-hmm.
No, 2021. Who was Carolina's quarterback? That was
2020 and what?
2021.
2021 was.
That
Was
wasn't.
it Sam Darnold?
Was it Darnold? Okay. So what does Sam Darnold do? I mean,
No,
I can look it up. No problem.
I think it was Sam Darnold. They might have traded for him that year.
Yeah, I mean, like, what is his claim to fame? What is his calling card? That's kind of my question.
Joe Brady?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow.
Okay. But
The passing offense that Joe Burrow was in at LSU, that was Joe Brady's baby. I mean, it's good enough in my mind to give him a shot.
as a quarterback coach, though?
No, not as quarterback coach.
That's
as
what
an
I'm
offensive
saying. No, I know. What I'm saying is quarterback coach.
Right. But if you're a defensive-minded head coach, you don't know the difference. You're an offensive guy. You did great in college. Come on, join my team. I like how you look.
Then I want to move on to the Patriots primer. But my question, I know you have more questions. We're gonna do it.
I got one more. That's it.
No, that's fine. Well, my question is, what was it so bad about leaving Dorsey, like you just said, leaving him as a quarterback coach, which he was a quarterback coach.
Mm-hmm.
He was a quarterback his whole life. Leave him there. Bring in
the guy who was
offensive coordinator in college with rookies, with freshmen. With
same thing you did
whatever.
with Daboll.
You wanted consistency. You want it, but it's not.
It's not.
None of this is the same as what Daboll did.
Not when you didn't even like. That's the thing. You didn't even end up keeping his offense. You changed
That's what I'm
it.
saying. Where's the consistency? Right. Where's the what is it? What were we looking for?
The whole hiring of Joe Brady, to answer your question, it's something that the Bills have done since Sean has been here. They hedged their bets, right? So when they drafted Elam, they also drafted Benford.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They do things like that. They drafted Rousseau. They also drafted Basham, just in case.
Yep. I know.
Right. They hedged their bets on a lot of things. So if it just so happened that Dorsey was a complete dumpster fire when to start, well, we got Joe Brady in on the sideline as well. We can just pop him right in there and we'll be fine, right? But that's not how you operate a franchise, especially one who's been through a drought and then starved for any kind of real success as much as we have.
And the thing is and to take it a step further, is we've had success. We're looking for greater success.
Exactly.
We're giving auditions, man.
Huh?
We're giving out auditions.
Right. But we want, we're not just happy with the B-listers anymore. We want the Tom Cruises of the world. We want the Denzel Washingtons of the world. Those are the guys we want, right? And if you're not the guy to bring us that, which leads me to this question, it's perfect setup,
There you
right?
go. I didn't even know what you were going to ask me.
Is Sean McDermott's micromanaging of the team hurting the potential for developing playmakers on this team?
Yes. I mean, that goes into what I say every week. What do I say? I don't want McDermott going, but he has to have a council that he can allow to do their thing.
Yep.
You're a head coach. He said it last week. I was so busy with the defense, I couldn't look at the offense.
Yep.
Ken Dorsey is floundering. He's struggling.
Did you hear what he said in his interview yesterday?
Probably did. What you got?
So remember when he said something similar to that? That's
Right.
what just reminded me of it. He was talking in the interview about or the press conference.
Yeah.
About how when he's on the sideline talking with the defense,
Yeah.
the guys that he has help him manage like that.
Yeah,
the
I
assistant game
understand
managers.
that.
So I guess he's got guys that he has who keep an eye on. He might have one guy for the clock.
Yeah.
He might have another
Yeah.
guy for fouls and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? But the way he described it was, he would be in the middle of trying to talk with the guys, and his game managing assistants would come and tap him, every play. And he started to say this.
I know. I remember, but I don't remember exactly how he said it. So I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad you got it eloquently.
He started to say this. He started to say, I almost want to tell the guys that, sometimes, just come to me on second down. Like, don't.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
What? First of all, if you weren't micromanaging so much, they would know what to do on first down.
Yep.
They wouldn't need to come to you every single second to find out what you want them to do. That's a clear indicator of micromanagement right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. So the other part of that is why have you not gotten somebody who can do the job without you having to
You mean a DC? A defensive coordinator?
I mean, you have an assistant head coach. What is he doing? Wow. Why is he not assistant coaching? Why is he not assistant head coaching? If you're the guy on the sideline, huddled up around the defensive players, and you talking to him, you doing whatever you got to do, why is he not the guy doing the game management?
Wow. Who does that? What team has a defensive coordinator? Wow. That's crazy. I think you're on it. So you need to market that idea. Nobody started having a defensive coordinator before.
Maybe.
Because the Bills definitely haven't.
You might make some money with that one.
You might. If this was 1933, you'd be all set. But
my goodness.
Dude, I mean, like seriously. Yeah, like you asked though. Is it hindering the team from his micromanagement? Yes. Yes, it is. Why? Because you can't assist your offense because you're the head coach. You're the commissioner. You're the mayor. You're the governor. This is your world.
Yep.
You have to have a say in everything. And he said, like I said, a say. I don't want to say he has to run everything, but you have to have a say. Okay, I don't like that. Leonard Floyd did this last time. I don't know.
Right.
I want to step to zig when he zagged, but it's your call. But the thing is, when you have to have that much control, you're never going to get better because you're afraid to progress.
Exactly. And that's what we're seeing in the progression of a game.
Yep.
He gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and the team feels it, and they play that way.
Mm-hmm.
Every single team in the league is an emulation or representation of their head coach.
Yep.
Period. That's just the way it is. That's the way the teams are built. That's the way the game is designed. You have a guy at the helm driving the car, and the car drives as the driver drives it. So if you're looking at why are the Bills struggling on offense? Why are they so tight? Why are they slow to start? Well, maybe because your head coach is slow to put guys in the right positions.
Yeah, I think you said it. Did you say it? I don't know if it was a text or if you said it on the show, but I think you did. You got to get Josh in a rhythm.
Yep.
You got to get Josh in a rhythm. And I don't know whether you said it on the show or on
I might have. I don't know. But yeah, I mean,
it all blends together.
That example, like if you look at what they did with Beasley when Dayball first got here, Beasley was the setup guy for that, and it was like clockwork.
Yeah.
They started off a game, first passes to Beasley underneath, right? And I think I did say this on the show. I was talking about how he first pass 5 yards, second pass 7 yards, third pass 5 yards, fourth pass 9 yards, and then by the time he got to like pass 6 or 7, he was set.
Cooking.
He was just rocking, But again, that comes with experience at the position of offensive coordinator, and secondly, having a level of proficiency. And you got to watch this Ben Johnson video, man. Yeah, the way that they talk about how he sets up teams, you don't see this kind of stuff with Dorsey's offense.
You know what you should do?
What's that?
Post that to our page, and we'll talk about it.
I am going to.
And
Listen,
we'll talk about it.
I hesitated to do that because when I first saw the video, I was like, "Ooh, this would be great." But I struggle because I don't want to rub Bills fans the wrong way. And you got to be careful around Bills fans.
Bills fans have left our page a long time ago.
Huh?
Bills fans have left our page a long time ago. Our
Okay.
Facebook page, they're gone.
All right, perfect.
They don't like us. They're gone.
Okay.
People don't want to talk Bills. People don't want to just. You've seen some of the banter on there.
Yeah.
And it's good banter. People don't want to discuss the Bills, whether they agree or not. I love it. It's
Right.
always exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
Respectful. It's very inclusive, and you get a response.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Post it. And
All right.
if people hate Ben Johnson, they'll tell us. But they won't be any other way but the way they've been.
Yeah. But I mean, to just cap the conversation on Dorsey, the greenness is showing. It's rearing its ugly head. Right now, what we're seeing with Dorsey is what we would typically see with a quarterback that was drafted in the first round and has a decent first year. And then now that there's tape on him, all of a sudden he's not as great as he was in his rookie year. Now he's facing some real trepidation. Now he's facing some real tests. And it doesn't seem like he's up to it.
Right.
You know, a lot of what makes this offense go is Josh's off-script stuff. And if they're not able, and we said this on Monday, I think, if this offense cannot set up the run in order to pass, they cannot just straight up drop back and pass anymore. The scheme is not that good. It's not. Either that or Josh is not being coached at a level that gets him to see the right plays on a given call. I mean, it's really what it boils down to. Either if Josh is missing it, he's not being coached well enough because that's a coaching issue. You got to be able to get through to him that he's got to see those things, and you have to teach him how to see them. It's your offense, Dorsey.
Yeah.
If you can't get him to play in your offense the way you envisioned it, then you either have to switch your offense or you got to coach him better. That's the bottom line. You the guy at the top.
Right.
As much as we want to blame Allen, well, I can only call the plays. I can't go out there and throw the football. That's not the right excuse.
We don't want you to.
Exactly.
We want you to call the right plays.
We want you to do what Dayball did. Dayball came in here and got him to be something that he wasn't.
Right. Yep.
Now he is.
Yeah,
we want you to take that and either keep it the same as Dayball had it or make it better.
Yeah.
Ain't no going down and us trying to deal with you know what this really it is. Like, this is and I hesitate to bring it to this type of scenario, but it's like you meet a girl, right? And she's got a guy. Like, she been with this dude for a while, you know what I'm saying? But she likes you, and every time y'all hang out, it's all good, it's fun, and everything cool and stuff like that. All of a sudden, she started talking about, nah, I'm not happy at home. I think I might want to go. And you like, well, all right. You know what I mean? Like, I love how we hang out. I like how we click. Everything good. We ain't never had a bad moment. We ain't never had an argument, blah, blah, blah. But then she lead a dude. She come moving with you. You start seeing all the warts.
Yep.
She leave the cap off the toothpaste.
Yep. She be farting in her sleep.
She be farting in her sleep.
Terrible.
She be leaving the milk carton open.
Got the little white bubbly stuff in the corner of her
She
mouth.
be pulling out drawers in the kitchen with the utensils and leaving it out. Don't close it.
Morning breath is atrocious. Yeah.
Right. Don't take showers regularly.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
tough.
that's the equivalent to what we're seeing now with Dorsey is you've romanticized the idea of keeping what you had with Dayball. And if you were an offensive guy who understood how all of that works, you would know that that's not possible.
Right.
But you're not, so you didn't, and now we are where we are. That's the bottom line.
That's it.
It's the bottom line.
So moving on to the
we got to get to this Patriots primer.
game. Sunday, October 22nd, 2023. That's the place to be at 1 o'clock, Gillette Stadium. The Vegas line right now is the Bills 9-point favorites. So, if you are a betting person,
Over under is at 41.
Over under at 41.
Ooh, take that.
Okay, I'd be scared at this point.
Nah. Josh's record against Belichick is great. I think it's like he's 8-2 against Belichick, and Belichick had great defenses almost the entire time that Josh has gone against him. So, this defense they're going against on Sunday is 4th overall, I believe, but they're minus a Matthew Judon and they're minus a Christian Gonzalez. So not only can they not cover, but they can't get pressure. I watched a little bit of the Giants v Patriots. They can't get pressure. They can't. I mean, they barely got pressure against the Giants offensive line. So I'm not worried about that defense at all.
No, I'm not worried about I really what I'm worried about is our offense. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, yeah, but again, so this is something that I heard on the radio. There's talk that because we have a game coming up on Thursday right after, they're going to let the players go out on Sunday and just play. They're not going to make a complicated game plan or anything like that. They're going to go out there and they're going to let the players just play fast, go hard, do what you know. You've beaten this team, 7 out of the last 10 times you played them or whatever that number is, right? I think it's 8 out of the last 10 times. But it is 8 out of the last 10 times. But just go out there and just do what you do, right? So what that says to me is all of the off-script stuff that makes Josh great, that's going to happen. All of the playmaking ability that these players have is going to be out there to be had because the game plan is not going to be so strict. The game is not going to be coached like it's a divisional game and it's 13 seconds all over again. Like I really feel like that's where McDermott is living from every single time he coaches now. Is he's living from 13 seconds. In his mind, there's something that he could have done to avoid 13 seconds. I'm sorry.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, it looks like they split the series with New England with Josh. We might actually be 6-5 maybe, but
6-5.
Yeah.
You're including the Brady years?
Well, I'm just including from when Josh started in 18 up to now. So you're looking at, let's see.
So that includes the Brady years. Like 2 of those years are Brady.
Yeah. Let's see this one here. We start here. 2018, we lost both of them. 2019, we lost both of them. Won both in 2020, so that's 2-4. Split in 2021, 3-5, and then so 5-5 right there.
So without Brady though,
Brady left when? When did Brady leave? Because Josh started here. Brady was here this year. Without Brady, we're here.
I think 2019 was his last year there.
Okay, so here. So we're the reign of it would be because the reign of terror ends here.
Right. That's when all the losing stopped.
Boom. Yeah. So from 2020 up, they're doing their thing. They only lost to them one time so far.
Right.
But like I said, it's not even. I'm not even worried about the Patriots. I'm worried about what offense comes out. I know you said they're going to let them play, but I just have to. I have to believe again. I have to see. I believe we're going to win. I'm not worried about that at all. Yeah. You know what's funny about this? I actually listened to our show that we did in the beginning of this whole thing where we did the primer.
Really?
Oh yeah. And the last little bit of it was hilarious. We argued about whether we're going to what we're going to do against them this season. And I said we're not going to lose them one time this year. And you said maybe 1-1.
That's back when I believe Mac Jones would not be this terrible.
Mac Jones, the rest of them, yeah. I mean, the
bad.
Offense is devoid of everything. I mean, your offensive line isn't that good. They have, Ramondre Stevenson and Zeke Elliott, who are now headhunters. All they do is try to get 3 yards in what my dad would say, 3 yards in a trail of dust or something like that?
A cloud of dust.
Cloud of dust. There it is. I don't know what that's saying.
It is.
There you go. I know. I'm saying you're right because when you said it, I knew it was right, but I could hear my dad's voice when I heard it too. But I mean, the only thing I'm thinking about with this defense with this offense rather is their what's the running back? I'm sorry, the wide receiver. I have it here. The only name I wrote down for the whole squad, basically. Kendrick Bourne.
Oh, yeah, that's the only guy they got.
That's all they have. Kendrick Bourne. It'd be nice to have Gesicki, do something. It's like that thing where it's just like just poking it and say, do something. Do something.
They got Malik Cunningham on the roster now. They may do something like what they did with Marcus Jones last year.
They could do that, but I mean, I think if you're a Patriots fan, you just got to poke everything and say, do it. Do it.
Come on, move.
Right, move. Come on. But I mean, the Patriots by receiving scheme, their receivers by defensive scheme, if this ever opens up, versus man, they're terrible.
Yeah, I think Henry's their number one guy against man. No, Bourne.
Gesicki technically is, but Henry's got more targets, so yeah, he would by virtue be that guy.
But I mean, you can double Bourne, and I'm sorry, but Henry's probably not getting away from Bernard.
How quickly does it turn? Because we both said as well. No, we both said it.
I openly admit it.
I won't. Oh, you did. I'm not because I was with you. I was with you when we did it. I said that middle of the field on that show. I said the middle of the field is going to be a problem. You extrapolated said it's going to be a major problem. I said probably, but Bernard is that dude. He's that dude.
He graduated, man.
He's that dude. He's made it. Now against the zone, not much better. So basically, all they really have is Ty Montgomery.
Just when it looked like he might. No.
Let's see.
Tyquan Thornton hadn't even become anything.
No, he's a speed. All he is speed. He has the potential to be like a Tyreek Hill kind of player because he's fast enough, but
they don't have a guy that can get it to him.
He doesn't have the Tyreek Hill game either. He's just fast.
Right.
He doesn't have a route running ability. He's not. He's not strong enough at the point. He's just that guy. He's like what they marketed Deontay Hardy to be. Just that speed down the field playmaker, which he hasn't shown to be. He's made a couple plays, but not enough to warrant the hype that he got.
He ran a go route against the rookie in that first series. Also,
this is Thornton you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about Hardy.
Okay.
In the game against the Giants, he ran a go route on the play where Davis is going out to the on the flag route.
Mm-hmm.
I studied this play thoroughly, as you can tell. But he ran a go route against the rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Got no separation.
Right.
None. The corner didn't even press him.
It's tough.
He gave him it looked like he had about maybe 2-3 yards of cushion,
mm-hmm.
right? But as soon as he started really running, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So, again, 5'6" running a 4.4 is much different from 6 feet running a 4.4.
Yeah, 6 feet.
Very different things.
5'6" running a 4.5 is yeah.
That is really 4.5. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. He ran a 4.5.
Yeah. Looks like Mac Jones doesn't get sacked very often under pressure. So
that's because he throws it to the sideline areas and it gets picked out.
Yeah, he throws it. He does. Well, he has a quick release. Everything they do is short, huh?
I said I sound like I have no idea what I'm talking about when I say he throws it to the sideline and it gets picked out.
No, I knew what you said. I was going to drown that out.
No, it's just dumb spoonerism.
He had his little Afro pick, but This is gonna hurt. Ed Oliver's out for the game.
Is it bad that I could see Mac Jones trying to be black so bad?
That's when you would call him Mike Jones. Mike Jones at that point.
Oh, but he's one of those white dudes that he might be cool.
I think so.
If he was from
the way he was sitting in the green room, he had some swag to him.
Yeah, I can see him being cool though.
He had some swag to him.
All right.
But yeah, Ed Oliver's out and Daquan Jones is out. So the left guard and the right guard, which are the most vulnerable parts of their offensive line for rush, they got a reprieve. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. Let's see what else we have. What else do we have for this team? Offensive line blocking scores. You guys know I like to talk about that. Yeah.
And I like Riley Reef too, man.
It's just not
a terrible player. I just
No, he's got short arms though.
Right. Need to be a guard.
Trent, yeah, that's all he has. Trent Brown is their only offensive lineman worth salt. See, Cole Strange is not good. Just not. Riley Michael Onwenu, no. David Andrews, no. Calvin Anderson, no. City So,
Trent
no.
Brown experiment.
Yeah.
Is
Antonio Mafi likes to play dirty though.
Does he?
He likes to push when you're not looking. So that's something that you watch out for Mafi.
That's the cup checker.
Yeah. As you can see. But you can see here, he takes the second most penalties on the offensive line. Only behind Ogwenu. So
He looks like a ball slapper, not a ball puncher.
yeah, he's a slapper.
Little slap.
Little upchuck. Let's see. Just running through it, pass blocking efficiency. I can tell you their pass blocking efficiency is fourth from the bottom. They are horrible at pass blocking efficiency, which is reflected by the fact Mac Jones throws the ball in record time. You're not gonna be challenged deep with our defensive line, especially. But they don't look to go deep. They don't even look to do intermedials. Right. They look for the short game. They look for run out yak yarders. So just make sure you're like McDermott said, and he says every week, discipline. I wish he would say that, discipline. Just put that on the wall where the Lombardi is. Lombardi equals discipline, or discipline equals Lombardi, because that's really all they need. If you're consistent and disciplined, this team would be they'd be a lot more of a force than they actually are.
Right.
100%.
Oh.
What you got?
I meant to bring this up. So Greg Cosell.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I don't know why, but I decided to watch. I was on YouTube and I saw Greg Cosell was on One Bills Live right after the Bills picked their 53-man roster.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, this was like, it was kind of serendipitous the way it happened, right? But
that's a thesaurus word right there.
Go look it up.
It's a
great word. I love using it.
Serendipitous. That's a great one. Okay, go ahead.
Greg Cosell came out. They were kind of talking about the cornerback room, and it was almost like he didn't want to like put them on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
But because they were talking about it, he was like, I wanted to ask you guys about this, and now that we're talking about it, I can ask you, what's going on with Kaiir Elam?
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell he wanted to elaborate a little bit, but he didn't want to, give his thought on, you draft this guy in the first round and you don't even play him.
Mm-hmm.
But he did ask, is there something that he's doing? Like, what is he doing that's keeping him from getting on the field?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a disciplinary thing? Is it like, what is it? And not Chris Brown, not Tasker. They had no idea.
Nobody
But you know
knows.
what they did? They gave him the company line. Well, there's a lot of talent
That's all they got
in the cornerback room right now.
Had they not, it would have been dead silence.
Yeah, Chris Brown was like, well, he does tend to get a little handsy from time to time. What good cornerback doesn't get handsy? People used to say the same damn thing about Jalen Ramsey.
What about Stephon Gilmore that everybody loves so much?
What about Trayvon Diggs?
Oh, yeah, he's ridiculous.
Like, what are we talking about at this point? Like,
you know what they're doing? They're reading the scouting report that we read on the show last week. That's what it is.
But here was the kicker. Because after the Giants game last week, Greg Cosell asked him about it again. He said, a lot of people are going after Kaiir Elam, saying that, he got burned on every play. No, he gave up maybe 3 plays the entire game. And what he wanted to know at that point was, what is the prognosis on Kaiir Elam staying on basically as the starting corner, because Trey White's gone, Dane Jackson is still hurt. He might not be coming back. I don't know if they put out the injury reports already.
He did. Well, not the final, but yeah.
But anyway, Greg Cosell's mindset was he actually wasn't as bad as everybody making him out to be. Why isn't he being solidified as a starter for next week? Right? He didn't say that, but that was, you can infer that from the way that he was asking about what was going on with Kaiir Elam, and then also mentioning that he really isn't as bad as Bills fans making him out to be.
So for all the people that said that we're crazy for saying that he wasn't that bad last week, this is Greg Cosell. He gets paid handsomely to watch tape all day long. He watches every game all day long. He tells you he sits in a dungeon all day long. So if we're crazy, I guess he is too, because we said this on Monday. Kyrie Elam only gave it 6 catches for 42 yards.
Yep.
One was a long one. That was on Slayton. Slayton caught a 27-yarder.
Yep.
Out of the 42, 27 was on one catch. This is he's playing their number one wide receiver.
Right. Chris Brown even made the point too. Really quick, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Chris Brown even made the point too. Like, he hadn't played since the preseason.
Exactly, and he played well. I mean, okay, let me backtrack. He didn't play well.
You put okay. So in Jacksonville, that was his first game action since preseason, right? And he wasn't terrible in that game either.
The glaring part about the Jacksonville game was it was third downs. That was what got him.
Right.
The rest of it was a no-brainer.
But Greg Cosell even mentioned, like, in that game, he's going against a top 5 route runner in the entire NFL.
Speed.
Like, with speed, right?
Speed.
That's the other thing too. With speed.
Yeah.
And so, like, here's the other thing people don't understand about Elam. Elam is the most athletically gifted DB on this team
by a country mile.
He is the guy going against. Greg Cosell was talking about a route that Tyreek Hill ran, and Elam was with him step for step. Mm-hmm. We're talking about the cheetah, the fastest guy in the NFL.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And well, aside from A-Chain now, but Elam was step for step with the fastest wide receiver in the league.
Right.
So if there was anybody that you wanted on the field all the time, just in case a team tries to get their fast guy on the field, you can say, okay, hold on. Dane Jackson, you come out for one play. Elam, you go get that fast dude. Make sure he don't go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can play man.
Yep. But they don't want to. They want to bail.
Exactly. Because that's McDermott's safe play.
Yeah. I just wanted to actually, you know, it's funny. I was clicking a minute ago on the BFF, the premium stats. You got to subscribe. Yes, you do. I'm sorry. But time in the pocket. We were talking about how fast Mac Jones throws the ball. Mm-hmm. On his attempts, 2.36 seconds. Josh Allen, 2.79. When Mac Jones is sacked, 2.83 seconds. When Josh Allen is sacked, 3.82 seconds. Josh Allen, when he's scrambling, 5.1 seconds. Mac Jones, 4.27 seconds. So
it's not that bad.
What's that? The scramble?
When Mac scrambles.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
He doesn't have time. The scramble, that's the only time he has any kind of time.
But he can't throw on the run, though.
That's where you want him to do. Knock him off his spot. Knock him right off his spot, and there you go. Yeah. So yeah, that was definitely something I thought was glaring, because I just got finished making a baseless point almost, that Mac Jones doesn't have time to throw, but we see right here, 2.36 seconds.
Yeah, that's enough time. Especially when you play in that type of offense where all the routes are shorter. Like,
that's my thing. We talked about, when we did the show on the Patriots, you said expect vertical offense and all this stuff. How you gonna do it when you only get 2.36 seconds to throw the ball? Bill O'Brien likes to throw the ball deep. How you gonna do that?
He also likes a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, he ain't get that. He ain't get that at all. He ain't get that at all. But I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. That's what happens.
Right.
Where else are we? Offensive line. We talked about the offensive line ad nauseum. How about we look at the pass rushing? What can we expect from their pass rush?
Not much.
Josh Uche.
That's their best guy.
Christian Barmore, who you said was out, right? Or is he?
No.
Okay.
Judon is out.
Judon's out.
Yep.
Oh, and Gonzalez, which was he's been out for a while.
Yep. They're both on IR.
So Christian Barmore, defensive line, he's going to play. He's their second best rusher. Miles Bryant, who is a cornerback, and then Anthony Jennings, who is an edge. So this in itself tells you right here, stay in the pocket, Josh. Create a pocket. Don't get happy feet. Don't run outside of your protection. You should be okay. There are going to be times we have to go. We do still have Spencer Brown out there.
There should be plenty of space for him to just and this is I am all for protecting Josh and having him not put himself at risk when he doesn't have to, but what we've seen in terms of what the change in coaching has done to Josh Allen's game, mm-hmm. it's cut his efficiency as a playmaker in half because I'll put it like this. Josh Allen, I heard a stat today. Josh Allen is on pace to cut his run numbers from last season in half. Like almost exactly.
Yep.
Right? His attempts. He's not even going to be close. Right? So when you think about what those run plays do to a defense, when you think about the run plays that Mahomes makes and what those do to a defense, it demoralizes them after a while because they start to see, man, it don't matter what we do. If we cover everybody, he going to run on us, he going to get off. If he starts to scramble and he don't throw the ball yet, now we got to cover for 5 seconds. Somebody going to get open. We can't blitz him because he going to get the ball out.
Right.
Like, if you really want to help yourself as a team, you got to take the reins off of Josh at this point because he is your offense, but you've made it that way. And you can't get upset at him for being and doing what you put him in a position to be and do in the first place. You created this atmosphere, Sean McDermott, where he is your entire offense. And then you got mad at him for being your entire offense, and you tried to turn it into this year your defense and your run game is what wins games.
Well, what it was is he didn't get mad at him for becoming a whole offense. He got mad at him because if Josh Allen didn't stop running, he had to use one of his defensive line draft picks on the back of quarterback. He don't want to do that.
Right.
He don't want to do that. He want to get that defensive end that's not going to play. So
I mean, I don't want to have to wait another 4 years for Greg Rousseau to come to fruition because seeing AJ Epinesa now, it's like, yo, I'm ready to resign that dude already, right? But I don't want to have to wait that long for Rousseau.
Yeah.
You know, you picked him higher in the first round. He's a bigger guy. He's supposed to be a much better pass rusher. You don't put him on the inside, which is a lot of what he did in college on third downs. Like, imagine that on third down. Him and Oliver, and then you also got Von Miller and Floyd on the outside. Like, that package, I'm sorry. You looking like the New York Giants from what was it?
2000.
From, huh? Nah, it was 2001.
2001
when they beat the Patriots. Like, that defensive line, that's what it looked like. You had 3 amazing pass rushers on that team. But you gotta you gotta know what you're doing in order to make moves like that.
You gotta have foresight. Defensive coach. I'm not gonna open up that floodgate. Yes, I am.
Do it.
If you are a defensive minded head coach, where's the creativity on the defensive side of the football?
Preach.
Like you just said, mix them up. Throw different rotations in. I'm tired of seeing we got to keep guys fresh. It doesn't work. It doesn't. I don't know if you've never played a sport, if you've never, done anything that came with repetition. You got to get a rhythm. You can't build a rhythm by swapping guys in and out. You're platooning it for what? Like we said a long time ago when we were talking about Von Miller, which I still got to get you a win. We got to collaborate that. He needs to know how the guy next to him moves. And when Rousseau is playing next to 9 different people or, realistically 4 or 5 different people and, maybe a linebacker behind him, maybe Taron Johnson behind him, you don't know how you need to move. You don't know what coverages you have. And then when I say coverages, I don't mean who's covering the wide receivers. I mean, if I go right, who's on my left? How does he move to his left? What happened last time? Because I don't remember last time. Back in the 90s with those great defenses, they were the same. They were tired, but they were the same. That's why you got something called, wait for it, conditioning. Conditioning is the key. This ain't soccer. You don't play both sides of football. This ain't high school.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get 3 and out, if you can stop a team in 7 plays, guess what? You get to rest.
You want to hear something really funny?
What's that?
Cameraman, please get it on his face. They are talking about doing a platoon at the CB1 spot.
CB1 spot.
Between Jackson, Ingram, and Elam.
Why the heck is Ingram in there? Why is Ingram there? And I'm not even dissing Ingram. I'm sorry, but that's not what I meant. But my point is,
Yes.
why is he there?
Yes. 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 I got one finally.
What is he there for? You're platooning. I almost called him James Ingram. Wow.
Oh, man.
Jamarcus Ingram.
Yes, this is the greatest moment of podcast history.
Where does Josh Norman fit in? Is he going to be the cornerbacks coach?
Huh?
Is he the cornerbacks coach? Does he get a hoodie?
No,
Is he like Ed
he's
Reed?
walking around with the stack of bench warmers. He's handing those out on the sideline.
Oh, man. A platoon at one.
At one.
What they doing that to?
Benford.
They just said, screw it. He's fine.
Benford's fine at the 2 spot. That's our guy. He getting the Levi Wallace treatment now, boy. He in there like swimwear.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, man, that's what they talking about. They talking about
Platoon at one. That was a good way to introduce me to 720. I tell you that. I'm gonna stop my heart. I did want you to draw your attention to the stat. If you look at the screen, you'll see their highest tacklers are yielding at least a 3-yard average gain before their tackle. So AVDT is average depth of tackle.
Okay.
So Juwan Bentley, basically every time he gets a tackle, the player he tackled got 3 yards.
Yo, who is Miles Bryant? Yo, 15.3 yards?
He's a cornerback, so okay.
Depth of tackle?
He's getting gashed.
Oh, my God. Put Diggs on that man right now.
Well, that brings me to my last point. Well, not my last point, but one of my next points, which I wanted to get to because this is the linebackers didn't really care too much about without Judon playing and whatever. Steph Diggs versus New England. Did you know Steph Diggs' second worst output against New England was in the playoff game that we wiped the floor with them?
Yeah, we didn't even need to.
Exactly.
I didn't know that, but like, what
we didn't need him. But look at this. Regular season. He's averaging, I don't even know what the average is. He's got his first game 6, 9, 4, 7, 7, 7 receptions. In was this December 28th, 2020, he had 145 yards. I think that's the game where he gave their now cornerback J.C. Jackson the deuces. That's that game.
Is J.C. Jackson starting for them yet? Did he
he's probably by now. I think they're no, he didn't start last game.
He might be this game.
He should be.
Yeah,
we're probably ramping him up.
Yeah.
But Stephon Diggs has had a touchdown in all but 2 games against New England when he plays with Buffalo. One game he had 3 touchdowns.
Except for the other 2 O's.
Yep. His latest, his least effective catching day was 4 catch on 7 target day for 51 yards. That is his worst game against New England. I'm guessing that's the game where
is that the
they
win
did
game?
Everything against him. That's the torrential can't play in the weather game. I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So I mean, I just brought it up because I had to, or just for full disclosure. But I mean, come on now. He's got 59 targets, 40 receptions against the Patriots. 14.2 yards per reception, 6 touchdowns, 67.8% catch percentage, 28 first downs. I expect him to go off again.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. And who's going to stop him?
Right, exactly.
Who is stopping
just
Diggs?
as much of a Patriot killer as Josh is.
Yes, he is.
It's going to be a blowout. It really is. This is going to be a beatdown, and it's. I'm sorry. We're in New England.
What's that?
We're in New England.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Ain't no fear going over there. There's no advantage. None of they're scared of us, and they know it.
I don't see. I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's going to be a blowout because we got to see what offense shows up, and I hate having to say that again. We got to see who shows up again, because the only way we're gonna be anywhere near close is if our offense decides to stop us.
Well, Kincaid is back.
He's
out
back.
of concussion protocol.
So he'll get us 2 catches.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to see. We got to see have they wisened up, because the one thing that the Patriots always make us do is they always make us reveal something that you can tell Sean didn't want to have to bring out until he played the Chiefs.
Well, what they said, I heard Belichick plays a big nickel against 12 personnel. Mm-hmm. That's his go-to calling card. So
you run on that all
day
long.
That was exactly what I was going to get to. Can we run? Did you watch the Philly game? Did you watch the Miami game? Did you watch where they exposed the gaps between the guard and tackle?
Yep.
James Cook is slippery as they come.
But you know what needs to happen too, and this is what I need to see more from the run offense. We need to see them running at the edges a little bit more. Because the defenses that they've gone against, while it is impressive, some of the defensive lines that they've been able to run up the gut against, it's not an efficient way to run your offense when you're constantly running at the teeth of a defense. You want to run at their weakness. You want to make sure that you let them know we know exactly where it hurts, and we're going to keep applying pressure until you find a way to fix it. And right now, it's the edge of this defense. They're not a fast defense at all.
They're slow.
Exactly.
They're slow.
So you run at those edges. Wherever Uche is, that's where we switch into play towards, and that's exactly where we running at. Because he's probably the fastest pass rusher they have on the team right now. So he can run stuff down from the backside. So wherever he is, you just switch to play and you run at him all game long. Tire him out. Barmore is pretty good, so I don't even want to bother with trying to run at him. Right, I don't want to have to worry about one of my offensive line having to get him out the way. If you can't double and triple team him the whole game, don't even bother. Just run the opposite way.
Yeah, Godshaw's hurt too. I don't know if he's going to play, but he's hurt. He's on injury report.
Right. So I just be smart. Be smart. Use your advantages, that your clear advantages, and when they take those away, then you can go to some of the cute stuff that you like to. It's crazy. The Bills, it's like when they self-scout, they try to preempt the other team and say, well, we know you know that we like to do this, so we're going to do the opposite first. And the team is like, thank you.
Right.
You're not going to do what you're great at?
Right.
Thank you. Like at least test your good right hook up, but before you start trying to think about, okay, well, maybe I'll throw some kicks in there. Like, try it first.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
If you're a dominant team, you set the pace. You set the whole way the game's going to go. You set you're the catalyst. You're the one that dictates everything. We better dictate against New England, because was it Tampa Bay after that?
Tampa Bay
after that,
yep.
And then we start getting into a little dicier situation.
Then we got Cincinnati.
Yep, and Cincinnati, as you said, they're back.
They're coming back. Yeah, they're back. No, they're all the way back.
They don't have T. Higgins. He's
back.
Is he back?
Yeah, he came off of injury this last game.
Okay.
So by the time, and I think they're on a bye week now. So when they come back, they'll have 2 games to ramp up before we see them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, oh wait, no, they're off. Yeah, they're off this week. Then they play next week, and then the week after that is when so they'll play 1 game before they see us. But still, that's a ramp up game for them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who they play, but
it doesn't really matter.
It's not going to matter.
But to close out, the keys to the game for me, like I said, think like a great white shark. Strike swiftly and definitively.
Love it.
I hate to say it, like I said before, but here it comes again. Start fast. Fast. Do not play down to them.
Yep.
You need to dictate. The defense is susceptible to James Cook's run style. He should have a decent game. If you got James Cook in your fantasy team, you might want to put him in.
Yeah.
But spread the ball around and pose a threat that somebody other than Diggs is going to beat you. I don't even care if he catches a drop. You got to prove that you're looking at somebody other than Diggs.
Let's be clear. It can't be Diggs, and please don't try to force it to Davis, because he's not that guy. He's not. Davis, when he came to the team, was my dude.
Mm-hmm.
He would tell you all day long, I swore by Davis.
He did like Davis.
But he's not what we need him to be right now, and it's going to take too long for him to get into being that. He's not in the offense. In the offense he's in right now, his skill set doesn't suit this offense.
Right.
And the most frustrating part about it is for him to have the captaincy and for him to be that number 2 receiver right now and getting the targets that he's getting, you can tell the Bills want to be able to re-sign him next year.
Mm-hmm.
You could just see it. Like they've fallen in love with the guy that he is, and we believe that we can continue to try and get everything that we can out of him, and he'll continue to get better. At this point in his career, he is who he is. I'm sorry, like his hands may get a little bit better, but it's the same thing with Dawson Knox. His hands are what they are. They're not great, and they're not gonna get you to that next level.
I think the difference between Knox and Diggs, there's a big difference there. Knox and Davis is that Knox can do other things besides catch the ball.
Exactly. The Davis is a good run blocker, but Sherfield is just as good, if not better.
Right.
And he's a much better route runner, and he's faster.
Right.
He needs to be on the field, period.
Yep.
Bottom line. Knox, you need to switch roles immediately.
With David Edwards?
No, with Cybo.
Oh, Cybo.
That's who he needs to switch roles with. Kincaid needs to be the number 2 option on this team, period. Kincaid needs to be the number 2 option on this team. You know who the number 3 option needs to be?
Who?
Cook.
There you go. All right.
Diggs, Kincaid, then Cook.
Mm-hmm.
In that order. You know why? Each one of them occupies a different part of the field.
Mm-hmm.
When you work your offense out so that those are your 3 focus guys, the defense has to cover the entire field. And no defense in the history of the NFL can cover the entire field all at one time. Now, the Browns are trying to make a case that they might be the ones, but we haven't seen it to date.
Yeah.
So if you're really trying to be smart about it, Dorsey, Sean, Bean, get the message across that these are the guys that you need to focus on. But if you're trying to run a program like you run in college and you just want guys who are down with the game plan and down to say yes, sir, and down to do whatever they're asked to do and good old try hard guys, then don't do anything. Just keep doing what you be doing.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens on Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens on Sunday. But to conclude, you want to see our outro?
Yeah, listen, this is going to be an easy one. Ramp up for the game. I'm calling it. It's going to be an easy game. It's going to be an easy. This is going to be the get right game. I put it in the title. This is going to be the get right game. We've already gone through how it's going to happen, why it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. Tune into that joint. Be ready to hear us talk about it on Monday because we're going to get all into all the different ways that it was easy. You heard it here first, okay? Thank you. Thank you for everybody that has joined us tonight. Thank you for everybody that's been sticking with us this whole entire time. Thank you for everybody that's been putting up with everything that we be doing live and recording and all that kind of stuff. It may not be perfect, but we're doing our best. With that said, man, home of the all truth. No sodium takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
It's Key.
And we are out with no music.